Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Self-Care Tarot, and today we are going to be looking at the next 3 months for you. So if you're watching this as it is coming out, that is going to be specifically the months of July, August, and September of 2021. So we're going to take a look and see if we can see any themes for you, anything that's coming up over the next 3 months, so you can gain some inspiration and really make the most of them. So today I have 6 piles for you. I started off thinking that I was going to have maybe 3 or 4, but 6 came out. If you watch the intro, you can see I really wasn't planning to do that 6th pile. So if y'all are drawn to the 6th one, that means, you know, it was made for you, right? So anyway, to start off, we have pile 1, and the card representing it is going to be Creator Air. So Creator Air is talking about the element of air, talking about things having to do with the mind, with your thoughts, with communication. So if you've been looking to improve in one of those areas, you might want to consider that pile. Then pile 2, we have Collaboration of Souls, number 6. Pile 3, we have What's Your Honest Truth, number 20. Pile 4, we have The Good Kind, number 35. Pile 5, we have number 2, Overrate Your Intuition. And pile 6, What Does Your Soul Say, number 62. Okay, so if y'all already know which pile you want to go with, timestamps are down in the description box below as always. If you are brand new to tarot readings, welcome. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick the pile based on what you feel most drawn to, either the message in the card that I've flipped over for you, in the colors, in the appearance of the piles themselves, where they're placed, really whatever it is that calls you into a pile, that is indicating that that pile might have some inspiration for you. So once you have chosen your pile, you can go down to the description box, like I said, and there will be timestamps to take you directly to your reading. Yeah, and then I just also want to say thank you guys so much to all of my new subscribers. It's really awesome to see how much you guys have really transformed what was a very, very small channel into just a very small channel. So thank you guys so much for your kind words and your support, and I hope that you enjoy this reading as well. So if you need a moment to meditate on which pile you will be choosing, go ahead and pause the video now, because we're about to get started with pile 1. Hey there, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. This is the reading for if you chose this card, Creator Air. So like I said, this might be for some of you guys, you may be wanting to improve clarity of thought, clarity of communication, or anything else within that realm having to do with the mind, thought, logic, anything like that. So good for you if that is what is inspiring you over the next few months. So I have a few oracle cards here for us today that we'll take a look at. I also have a set of 6 tarot cards. So my thought was kind of 3 for each month going forward. So we will take a look and see what we have coming up. So first off, we have this coming month, the next month, immediate to when you are watching this video. If you're watching pretty closely as it comes out, that's going to be the month of July. So let's go ahead and take a look. We have the Knight of Pentacles upright. Love that. And the High Priestess in reverse. Okay. So you guys, I just have to start out by saying I'm a little jealous. I have the biggest crush on this card, like just from this deck. Just from this deck, I have the biggest crush on the Knight of Pentacles. I don't know, maybe in other decks too. I think in this deck he's also pretty cute. But anyway, we're getting off topic. So with the Knight of Pentacles and the High Priestess, I can see you're kind of like, you've been trying to do things in a very, like, I don't want to say like nice in a bad way, but like in a very nice way, in a very like emotion driven way, potentially. And not even that, I just maybe in more of a passive way. And I think in this coming month, you're going to actually like take some solid like steps forward. Like it's not going to go fast because the Pentacles, of course, is a very slow moving suit. But I think that with that Knight energy threading in there with it, I think that you're going to have like distinct steps forward in whatever you're working on. So this could be something big, something small. There's going to be something in some realm for you that's going to be the case, that you're going to see distinct steps in the right direction. And so basically the message here for this month is that you can take those steps. If there's something that you're like, yeah, I've been trying and trying this method and it hasn't been working, it's time to like shift your perspective and shift the way that you're trying to move forward. And I think that you'll gain ground. I just kind of see like this like trudging through snow, almost like this step, like with like trekking poles or something. I don't know. That's kind of what I envisioned when I'm talking about stepping forward with this guy. So that is what I see for this coming month. Now the month after, we have got the King of Cups, wonderful, and the Eight of Swords in reverse. Okay, so I see you getting free of some of whatever this was that was keeping you stuck here. I can see that whatever like you feel like you lose having to make these moves in this like Knight of Pentacles, very firm but solid, steady way, you're going to receive that and actually be better for it with the King of Cups here. And then, yeah, with the Eight of Swords, like I said, you're going to be kind of free from the idea that moving in this way changes you distinctly from what you were, right? Because every new piece that we bring into ourselves, it's only improving who we are as people. We're only growing larger. That sounds so weird. But we're only like encompassing more into ourselves. We're never truly losing anything. Like we're tweaking, we're changing, we're refining, but we're never like abandoning a certain side of ourselves that we love. You know, if there's something that we don't love, yes, we can like shut the door on that, like make it, I guess, inactive, you know, and have other traits built up around it to combat that. But yeah, whenever there's something that like it's part of who we are, like we don't ever truly lose that. So y'all don't have to be worried about that if you're looking at making some bigger moves or bigger steps in the next month or two. It all comes back around. It's all a cycle, all a circle. So then the last month that we have here, we have the Page of Wands in reverse and the Emperor upright. Okay. Yeah, so very powerful like energy there. Definitely Page of Wands in reverse. I feel like you guys might get excited about something that is either going to be a dead end or you're going to get overexcited about it, like more than the situation calls for. And it's going to be something having to do with like work or like something that you really feel like you can make big strides in. Like I get like this sense of professionalism or something here. But then with the Emperor, you guys still handle it like a boss. Like you don't really have to worry about like putting your foot in your mouth or anything here. I just think you're going to get really excited about a situation that isn't necessarily going to be all that. Like I don't even think that you'll have like a letdown. I think you'll just have more of a like, I don't know, like like a tucking back in to, oh, okay, like that wasn't quite okay, and like a readjustment. I don't know how to describe it in a way that doesn't sound really negative, because it's not a negative situation. I think that getting excited about something is definitely worthwhile, but yeah, this, I think you're going to get really excited and then kind of see the reality of it and be like, oh, okay, and you'll learn from that experience too. But like I said, I don't think that that's anything to worry about. I don't think that that's anything super big or spooky. So yeah, let's take a look at your oracle cards. So I have 3 oracle cards here. The first, we have boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Okay. Then with the self-care, I have sync with the moon, number 51. And lastly, I have turn lemons into lessons. Okay, yeah. That lemons into lessons card, that really reminded me of what we were talking about here with the Page of Wands. Yeah, it's going to be something that's like as inconsequential as lemons into lemonade kind of a thing. And so I definitely wouldn't worry about that, but I do think that you're going to be learning a lot of lessons about yourself and about what you're capable of and what you want to back as well. Like with this, between some of these cards, with all of this masculine energy, I really think that you guys are going to be like, yeah, figuring out like what you want to back, what lemons you want to turn into lemonade, where you're going to go with it. Sync with the moon, I think this guy, if you work with the cycles of the moon, I think that that's going to be a really great thing for you to do over the next few months. I also think that, I mean, just like the stance, like of these 2 cards together, I think that they're both speaking to each other. So if you are not a person who relates to the moon, works with the moon at all, don't sweat it. I feel like in that case, this card is going to be speaking to like syncing in with your own rhythms and your own cycles, your own natural body rhythms. So figuring out like what time of day is best for you to go to sleep, how much sleep do you need, what time of day is best for you to wake up, when you can wake up and feel the best, the most like understanding and just good in your own skin and in your own body and soul. Like that. Trying to find the words is really weird sometimes, y'all, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing here with sync with the moon, is figuring out your own natural rhythms and allowing that to turn into things in the physical world too, allowing that to give you the strength to turn lemons into lemonade or lessons, whatever you prefer there. And the last card that we have yet to talk about is boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? So yeah, I think that, I mean, here with this High Priestess in reverse and this Knight of Pentacles, like we were talking about with like changing the way that you approach things, I think that that is going to be a boundary that you set. Like you're going to be like, okay, no, this is enough of things not moving forward. This is enough of things not happening. And I think that y'all are going to say like, okay, this is the line in the sand, and crossing that, like, and it might just be like something that you're like, okay, I've been in this same position for a year and there's been no word of any sort of like raise or promotion or whatever, and you feel like you've worked really hard and that you've earned that, but you've maybe not like taken the steps. You might have kind of like waited for things to come to you, either new job opportunities or like waited for someone to say like, hey, like, you've been doing really well, and we actually had this position open up over here. I think you guys are gonna say no. When that year is up, I'm either going to go in and ask for a raise, or I'm going to start submitting applications somewhere else. And that's hard work. That's what the Knight of Pentacles is talking about there. That's not like piddly piddly stuff, but it's definitely like those like one foot after the other steps that you have to take. So I really think that that kind of aligns with that for you guys. So that's where you guys are headed over the next few months. So really awesome stuff. It looks like you guys are going to be growing a whole lot. Yeah, I think that is all that I am seeing for you, Pile 1. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for letting me read your cards. If you enjoyed this reading, definitely like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Right now, my channel is at the size where if you guys have any suggestions for readings, post it down in the comments, because I will definitely be taking a look at those, and we can get some really personal readings going for you guys just based on that. So definitely comment down below and subscribe so you don't miss out when those do turn into readings. And yeah, thank you guys again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Hey there, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading. This is the reading for if you chose the pile represented by this card, Collaboration of Souls, number 6. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have got here. My candle is flickering, so if that has meaning to you, take from it what you will. So I have got 6 tarot cards here for us, and a few oracle cards as well. So the idea behind the 6 cards was 2 for each month that is coming up for you. So let's go ahead and start looking. So we have got the 8 of Cups in reverse. We have the 10 of Cups upright. Okay, so I actually feel like I should keep flipping, so I'm going to go ahead and keep flipping before I stop and stall. You guys might not have like distinctive like month 1, 2, 3, so it might just kind of flow together. So we'll keep going. We'll take a look. So then I have the 5 of Swords in reverse, followed by the King of Wands in reverse. Okay. I feel like I can stop after this one. Then you have the Knight of Swords upright. No, I'll just flip them all over. Sorry, y'all. Finally, we have the Hermit in reverse. So, okay. What we're looking at here, it looks like y'all are potentially struggling to leave something behind for greener pastures. You might think like grass is always greener on the other side. Like, I don't want to leave this situation if I'm secure here. Like, you're really like struggling to like get out of your head about it. But I do see here that you're moving forward like as time goes on. With the like 5 of Swords in reverse here, it's definitely like something that's been like weighing on your mind. But then by the time you hit the Knight of Swords, if this is a little bit later in your 3 months, if it's moving in a linear direction like so, then by the time you hit the Knight of Swords, you're going to be like, okay, no, it's time. We're ready. Like, we're ready to go. And I think that you're moving out of yourself here with the Hermit card. I think that you're then like you're seeing other options, other results. You're getting out of your own head about it. You've dwelled on it long enough, and you're like, no, it's time to make moves. So what needs to flip here is this King of Wands energy of like relighting your fire and like taking that step forward or leap forward, whatever it is, so that you can end up in this 10 of Cups moment. So, yeah, I feel like if this is progressing in a linear fashion, like so, again, I think that you guys right now are probably at this stage where it's imagination, like, so you want to leave, you're imagining it, and that's going to be like this chunk of time for you, this month potentially, or however long it ends up being for you, since, like I said, it might not be, since I wanted to flip them all over at once, it might not be distinctly month by month by month, but it also, still could be. It is whatever it is going to be for each of you individually. So, yeah. And then after you have that time period of doing that, you're going to recognize, like, okay, I've been thinking about this a lot and it's actually kind of starting to cause me pain. Like, keep thinking about this in this way. Like, because sometimes it's really hard when you are having these like images of like a beautiful life on the other side, like with green grass and all of this, and children dancing, and all of the good things here. It can be hard to stay in a situation that isn't going that way and not like, and to keep thinking about it like that. So I think that you're going to recognize, like, at a certain point, at kind of the turning point here, like, okay, this is actually starting to become like, I'm starting to get in a funk about it, like, more than just every now and then. Like, I wake up and I'm already like kind of expecting like a negative result from whatever this is. But you're still not sure about moving forward. You like that sense of security, I feel like, that you're getting from whatever this is. You're stuck on that. But I think that you're going to move forward somehow, some way. You're either going to, like I said, leave that situation, or you're going to, I really feel like for most of you, you're going to leave that situation. But in case you're like, no, I know what you're talking about, and I need it right now, don't worry. It could, with the Knight of Swords, it might also be something like, the situation changes just significantly enough, like quickly enough too, especially if you say something. The Swords is all about communication. And if you say something about, like, you know what, this isn't going well, and you take it out of your own head and into the real world, I think that would also definitely get you out of this Five of Swords in reverse phase of like, I want to leave, but I don't feel like I can, sort of a thing. So that's what I'm seeing with your tarot cards here. Collaboration of souls. You guys might actually be doing this with someone else, or you might really rely on someone else for their opinion. So don't be afraid to talk to those who are close to you in your life over the next few months, and see if they have any thoughts on what your situation is and what you're going through. So then we have 3 oracle cards here as well for your next 3 months. So first we have the ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. I love that card. Then for our self-care, we have write a gratitude list, number 55. And lastly, we have show off your sparkle and shine from the inside. Okay. So over the next few months, some of the things that are going to help you to walk this path, to go through this journey, for one, writing a gratitude list. I feel like that's the easiest one to tackle of the 3. Finding ways to remind yourself to look on the positive side of things. So if you are in a situation, this 8 of Cups, and you're dwelling on it with this 5 of Swords, I think that writing a gratitude list for things either in the situation or outside of the situation as well that you are still grateful for, I think that that's going to give you some of the clarity of mind and strength that is going to get you get you to where you need to be, some of the healthier hermit rather than the hermit who dwells too much with themselves, which I feel like collaboration of souls, that's talking about that as well, of not being so isolated in your thought processes and your patterns that you can't step outside of that and see the things that you are grateful for, that you are excited about. Show off your sparkle and shine from the inside. We'll talk about that one next. So that one, I feel like you guys have a lot of like goodness, like just a really like sparky energy, which I guess with sparkle, that that word might have already been like planted in my head there. But I feel like y'all are the people who, when you walk into a room, like people are just excited to see you, you know, people are like, oh my gosh, like you're here. Like that's amazing. And just can like spark these little instances of joy in others, and I think that that's a really awesome thing. And so I think that you're going to want to lean into that this month as well, especially when you're around other people. I know it can be hard when you're thinking about other things, but I think that returning to that in yourself is going to give you a lot of joy if you are going through it in some other aspect. So definitely, and show off your sparkle too. Like that's talking about too, like getting out and still doing and going and like doing what you love. Because when we are like being true to ourselves, we do go and we do the things that we love. We if you like volunteering, go and volunteer. If you like going to the club, go and go to the club. Oh my gosh, y'all, it can be anything. So do what you love and let that fuel you. Let that like bring peace to your heart and your soul, like during whatever it is you're going to go through for the next few months. And that's, again, that's not even saying that you're going to like go through it for the next few months. That's just saying like, go have fun for the next few months, okay? It'll make everything like that little bit better. So yeah. And then lastly, we have the ever unfolding rose. Cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. So this card is really beautiful. It's all about being in control of your own life, of your own destiny, where you're going, what you want to enter your space, what you're doing, what you're turning into, what is happening around you. All of that is encompassed in this card, which is crazy. So yeah, just know that like life is not here to beat you down and take away from you. Like life is here to build you up and like create this beautiful art with your journey and what you're doing to create this beautiful story for you, to create these experiences that really paint a picture that you can look back on or look forward to and just get excited about, you know? So I think that's a really awesome way to end y'all's reading. Yeah, I think that is all that I'm seeing for you guys, pile 2. So thank you so much for watching. I really enjoyed this reading. I think that it was very like both cool and specific and inspiring at the same time. So again, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, definitely like, comment, subscribe. Right now my channel is at the size where if you have something that you've wanted to get your cards read for, leave that question or whatever you want a reading on down in the comments below, and I will do a general reading for my channel. So yeah, that's a great way to get some really personal readings, because right now we are a small enough community that we can get really specific like that. So I think that's super cool. Yeah, and again, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. Hey there, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. This is going to be the reading for if you chose this card, What is Your Honest Truth, number 20. So we are going to be looking at your next 3 months. I've got a few oracle cards here, but I have 6 tarot cards. And we are going to be roughly, it worked out this way for pile 1, but less so for pile 2. We're going to be looking roughly at this next month, the month after, and then the 3rd month coming to you here. So let's go ahead and get started. So first we have, this is the Queen of Cups in reverse. Then we have got the Ten of Swords upright. Yeah, I'm gonna flip y'all's all over at the same time too. The Two of Swords upright is up next. Then we have the Seven of Swords upright. Okay, lots of swords for you guys. Then we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. And lastly, the Four of Cups upright. Okay. So we have here. So we have got, okay. So I'm seeing for you guys, and of course, if this doesn't ring a bell to you, if this doesn't end up happening, like, don't sweat it. But here between the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Ten of Swords, and then this is kind of the aftermath. So I'm seeing that something here, like, you might have a little bit of a letdown. Don't click off, don't worry, we're going to address it. It's going to be fine. So I'm not seeing this as something like, I'm seeing it as something life-changing, but I'm seeing it as like something that you can really grow from, right? Because I mean, we talk about like the Ten of Swords, or tens in general, being like this completion of a cycle, being this like end to something so we can start a new beginning. And I really feel like that's what this is going to be for you guys. I think with the Queen of Cups here in reverse, I think that you might be feeling hurt by this initially, but then you're moving forward from this like pretty quickly. So don't worry about that. I think here with What's Your Honest Truth, you guys might be going on like a journey of self-discovery as well. And that might be like you're trying to figure out like who you are, what you want to be, what you want to present yourself to the world as. So this might be like something like shaking your faith, shaking your faith, shaking your rock a little bit, shaking your foundation, and you're going to enter a new period of figuring out what you want and where you're going. So with the Two of Swords, I really feel that in the immediate aftermath from whatever change or event this is that creates this reaction in you, I think that this Two of Swords is saying like, yeah, you're going to be pretty confused at first, but then it's going to turn into determination here with the Seven of Swords. I think that y'all at that point are going to be like, nope, I'm getting my mojo back, and let's see where we can get it back. I think that with the Four of Cups, you're not just going to take any opportunity that comes along. And I think that that's the case here with the Seven of Cups as well. I see here like you guys, there's either going to be a lot of options that don't feel right, or like, yeah, you might just have like, after this ending, and then this initial, like, what is even going on, you're gonna have your eyes open to a lot of different things around you, but you're gonna realize, like, okay, not every single one of these things is gonna be right for me. Like, so if this is like a belief system, like something like shakes your faith, you're not sure what to think about it for a while, but then you're like, no, you know what? I want to find the path that's right for me. I want to find the spiritual path that's right for me, whatever that is. Then you might see here, like, okay, there's like a lot of different things out there, but I want to wait and find the one that is just right for me. I don't want to just pick up and try on a bunch of hats, right? If this is like a relationship, or like if this is talking about your love life, this could be, something like a crush that you had ends up like not working out or something of that nature. You have this like breakup period, but then you're like, no, you know what? There are other fish in the sea. I don't, need to dwell on that anymore. Like, that's in the past. I'm ready to move on. But then as you're moving on, you're seeing like, okay, there are a lot of other fish in the sea, but I'm not just going to accept any old fish. And that's a really good place to be as well. So whatever this is a great like story for you. You have all of these tools in your tool belt that you're using to get to the point where you are like living your honest truth. And I think that this, like, here what your honest truth is. This person knows, like, he knows when it's time for him to look up and take what he needs, right? He's waiting for something. And I think in y'all's case, like, what you're waiting for. And I think that that's like such an important place to be. I think that that's really underrated, honestly, because all the glory gets put into like the finding of the thing. Not nearly enough gets put into the realizing what thing you're waiting for. And so mad respect to you guys for getting to that point. Yeah, mad respect. So let's see if we have anything else said about that in our oracle cards here. So we have transformation. What did I say? Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. Oh my gosh. Yeah. No. All of this. Yeah. I told you. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Then we have number 11. Connect with crystals. And lastly, we have slow down and rest. You need it. Okay. Yeah. All right. So let's take a look here at slow down and rest. You need it, because I immediately knew exactly where in your stage this was applying to. This guy is talking about this right here. Like, when you hit this point of like the aftermath from the Ten of Swords, like, when you hit that, give yourself time to like process what you think about it. Because here, this person has no idea. Like, she's blindfolded, no idea what she thinks about this or that or the other thing, so she needs a nice bath and a journal and some candles and some tea, and just to take some time and reconnect to herself, reconnect to yourself. And so resting is how we do that, letting our minds slow down enough that we can hear ourselves think again and reconnect with our thoughts and our beliefs, what we know to be true at our core in ourselves. Resting is when we get to that space. So that's what I see in there. And connect with crystals. If you guys work with crystals, it's going to be a good time for you to do so. I myself do not personally do a lot of work with crystals. I know that I have this agate here, but this was actually, it has more sentimental value than anything. So most of the things that I keep have a personal story, or a personal, I guess, power, you could say, a personal meaning to it. So that's behind that particular crystal. But in general, I don't know a whole lot about crystals myself. So if any of you feel that way as well, that you're like, I'm not sure how to connect with crystals, I don't really have any, I don't know where to find any, I don't have the money for any is another one that I myself have run into as well. So if that's the case for you, I would say do what I'm doing. Have like specific objects that have meaning to you, whether it's sentimental value or just that has a story connected with it that gives you power. I would say roll with that. Like whatever it is that inspires you, if it's like, okay, I got this ring when I was going through like this life-changing portion of my younger years, or whatever it is. Y'all get what I'm saying. Take the things that inspire you and bring them to the surface. Carry them with you. Let yourself be reminded of those times. Let yourself be reminded of the strength that you carry, of the traits that you already carry, right? So that's again connecting to our slow down and rest card, in that like reconnecting with who you are. Like it takes time, and sometimes it can take deliberate thought as well to get into that space where you are familiar and where you know your honest truth. So yeah, but with transformation, you guys are definitely changing. So that's why it's so important to connect with what we were before, so that we can see what transformations are happening and how we can either help it or hinder it if we're not comfortable with whatever transformation we're going through. Yeah, but for you guys, I feel like it's gonna be like, there's gonna be growing pains, right? Because I think any sort of growth, you have growing pains, whether you feel them or not. Like there are these like just twinges that come up that you're like, oh wait, I'm not quite what I was before. I'm not really that person that could like do this or say this, and that just be that anymore. So yeah, but know that whatever you are coming to on the other side, you're going to know yourself better for it. You're going to be stronger for it, and you're going to know what you want from it. So yeah, awesome, pile 3. Okay, I think that is all that I am seeing for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, definitely like, comment, subscribe. Right now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, I would definitely do so, like I've been saying in most of my other readings and most of my other piles. With the size that the channel is now, if y'all have any suggestions for readings, I will definitely take some time and brainstorm how to make those happen for us. So thank you again for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye. Hey there, pile 4, and welcome to your reading. This is going to be the reading for if you chose this card, number 35, the good kind. So as soon as I started recording, I just felt this like wash of, and I don't know, because I just took a sip of water as well, so that might have had something to do with it. But as soon as I hit record, I felt this wash of like just some sort of chemical in my brain. just come over me. And it's a heady feeling, let me tell you. It's also, I think this is a bit of a side note, so if y'all want to skip ahead, go for it. But I think this is the first reading that I've done more than 4 piles. And usually by pile 4, like I read them straight in a row. I don't really take breaks or anything in between them. Like I said, get a sip of water and rearrange from the previous reading, put the cards up and everything. But I'm usually pretty punchy by my 4th reading. So I'm just going to tell you that straight off the bat. It's already pretty late in the early morning hours over here. So we're gonna hop into our reading and get this going while we are not yet back into daylight. So okay, so I have a few oracle cards up here for you, and then 6 tarot cards. So the idea with these is we're going to be kind of looking at how your 3 months is going to progress. So we have got the Magician in reverse. We have got the 2 of Cups upright. I bet y'all are excited to see that. We have got the Fool in reverse here. We have got the 9 of Wands upright. We have got the Knight of Cups in reverse. And the Queen of Cups upright. Okay, so I'm definitely getting some love vibes for you guys. So if you've been thinking about love very much or at all recently, maybe you're already in a relationship, maybe you are not in a relationship. I realize that covers probably everyone watching. Don't worry, I'm going to get more specific. So, yeah, with the 2 of Cups here upright, along with the Magician in reverse, I think that you guys are going to have like a new romance coming in. Or if you are already in a relationship, this might be something else as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be a romance, but of course the 2 of Cups is traditionally talking about a couple, such as the one pictured here. So what I'm seeing here, that whatever this new connection, like I said, if it's something different, it could be a new like connection at work, at, you know, just like I'm talking about like finding maybe like a business partner or someone that you want to like really like build a relationship or a connection with, that doesn't necessarily have to be a romantic one, right? But whether this is for that or if this is for love, with the Magician in reverse here, I'm seeing that this, or getting the idea or the sense that this is going to come very naturally to you. Like you might have felt like you needed to do X, Y, Z, jump through all these hoops to get this to happen. But I think you're going to see sooner rather than later, probably in the next month or so, for some of you, since we're reading this in a linear fashion from this end to this end. Very soon you're going to see that it will come in pretty naturally for you. You might think that some of your efforts had something to do with that, and they might, but I think that you'll be a little bit like off put by how little your own actions had to do with what happened, and that everything came together. So I definitely think you're going to be grateful, but you might be like, oh wow, I did not have to do all of those things for this to happen. Then in the next month, I am seeing here with the Fool in reverse and the 9 of Wands. So I think that something here is going to make you a little bit guarded. Something is going to might need a couple of clarifying cards for these, because I think that it's potentially talking about this same situation, but I really think that it could be talking about something totally different too. So something here you're going to end up feeling rather naive about, and it's going to put you on guard for other things. So keep an eye out for that. Whatever this is, definitely give yourself extra love around that, because if it's showing up here, it means it's like probably impacting you on a deeper level than you thought. So yeah, just give yourself extra love. Self-love is free, so use it and enjoy it. I told you guys, that's pile 4 is when I start getting loopy. Anyway, moving on to our last month, or our last step in this saga of your next 3 months. So with the Knight of Cups here in reverse, I heard got the words popped into my head like Casanova, like somebody. I feel like somebody might come in, and if this is a romantic relationship, they might come in and try to break it up by being really charming and smarmy, but they're just that. They're smarmy. They might not have the best of intentions. They might just want to get in the middle of things just to muck things up. But I think with the Queen of Cups, y'all are aware of that, and you trust your own decisions and your own intuition and your own emotions and thoughts on the situation. So I really feel like y'all are going to be, if you're aligned with this Queen of Cups energy, I think that you're going to be really stable in whatever is coming through that you need to address. I think that you're going to know exactly how to handle it and exactly how you want to handle it. So that's awesome. Yeah, so I really feel like you guys, with the good kind, I feel like you guys are going to have a great couple of months here. Even though I think this is honestly probably talking about the 2 things that are gonna throw you off, because I think that between this card and this new bud here coming in, I think that y'all are gonna be a little bit guarded here, gonna have to deal with someone here, and then that's gonna wrap it up for you. So all good things, all great energy. Let's look at your oracle cards now to see if there's anything else that we need to know. So we have, oh goodness, let me try to pronounce that, don't come for me. Lemuria, creating heaven on earth, it's happening. Okay, then we have chanting, number 8 for your self-care card. And lastly, we have journal it out, write how you feel. Okay, so pile 4. Yeah, okay. Journal it out, write how you feel. I think that you guys are going to be definitely, and that's something that I didn't quite touch on, but I feel like this is a great 3 months coming up for you to be in touch with your emotions. Between this situation, this, and the Queen of Cups, I think to cap it off, as you, and the Queen of Cups is facing all of this. She is seeing and knows what's happening, right? Between all of that, I think that you're going to be very emotionally aware and emotionally driven, and I think that journaling is going to be how you kind of ground yourself and bring those thoughts into the real world, or it's going to be, if you do end up journaling or doing anything to take down and take notes on how you feel, I think that that is going to really settle all of this in for you. Because sometimes when we are dealing with a situation, it can be hard to actually identify how you feel about things without writing it out. I journal all the time because when things are going wrong, it's like my brain turns off in terms of like naming and like putting names to emotions and why I'm feeling things. So journaling is definitely a good way to identify that. And I think that that's why I got the sense that like this stuff was going to be not a big deal, because it looks like you've already got that handled. With chanting here, if you do any sort of chanting in your practice, I believe here, I know that they do some chanting in yoga because I've done a little bit before, but I am not an expert on chanting, I will tell you right now. If you are also not an expert on chanting, if this is in your wheelhouse, go for it. Have a great time this next 3 months. Chant your little heart out. If you don't know what chanting is referring to, I would say do things that connect you to your base, to your core, to your roots. I really feel like that's kind of the idea behind chanting. And of course, again, this is coming from someone who is not an expert in chanting at all. But just something to like give you this sense, like this physical sense of power, right? Because chanting, it's like something that you do with your physical body, that you're creating sounds, you're creating rhythms, and that can be very like steadying and very grounding as well. So whatever gives you that feeling, if it's like meditation, if it's yoga, if it is chanting, then that's awesome. Like, y'all have it in the bag. So yeah, just get in touch with what makes you feel that sense of solidity, and I think that y'all are gonna be set to go. Yeah, and then the last card that we haven't discussed here is this card, Creating Heaven on Earth. It's happening. I'm not going to pronounce it again. I'm sorry, you guys. So with that one, I really feel like, yeah, y'all are experiencing heaven on earth this summer. It's like, and you're doing it in a real way too, like with these other things coming in and like needing to ground and needing to journal and like touch in with your feelings. Like, this is all advice for like how to handle it, but I really think that for the most part, y'all are going to be like walking on this kind of cloud nine, but in a very like mature way, if that makes sense. Like in a very Queen of Cups way rather than a Page of Cups, if you will. So yeah, let it happen for you. Let it, like, you embrace this heaven on earth and take it to the bank, because that's just wonderful. Yeah. Okay, pile 4. I think that is what I am seeing for you guys. I hope that y'all enjoyed this reading. I hope that made sense. Like I said, oh my gosh, I might need to get some sleep before I do the next readings. We'll take a look and see what we need to do here. Maybe I just need some caffeine. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Definitely like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed. If you do want to subscribe to the channel, comment down below with different ideas that you have for readings that you'd like to see. If you've been wanting to know about something for a while, comment down below. I'll definitely take a look and make some really unique videos for you guys. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye! Hey there, Pile 5, and welcome to your reading. This is the pile for if you chose number 2, Overrate Your Intuition. So we are going to be looking at the next 3 months for you. So I have 6 tarot cards here that we're going to be looking at first. We're going to be looking at them 2 by 2 in pairs to get an idea of this coming month, the month after, and the last month. So if you're watching this in conjunction with when it comes out, that's going to be July, August, and September. So let's go ahead and hop right in. We have got the 5 of Swords upright, and oh wow, that's crazy because this is, in this deck, this is the same character. That's wild. And I believe this is the Justice card here with that guy right there. So with the ones that don't have the word labeled, this is still a relatively new deck to me, but I'm almost certain that this is the Justice card. In fact, yes, I know that that's the Justice card because the other one that I'm thinking about that it could be, I already know that it's not, so I can picture it in my head. So yes, so we have the 5 of Swords upright and Justice. This one in this deck, this is the Tarot of Haunted House is the name of the deck, and this character in the deck is the head maid. And I believe these are the only 2 cards that she stars in, I guess. She might be like in the background of a couple of other cards, but I don't even know if that's the case. So this person is kind of this, like, within the story of this deck, they are kind of this, like, always watching, like, presence, like this, like, judgmental presence, I guess you could say. Someone who, I don't want to say someone who, like, will, like, watch your every move and then stab you in the back, but the word stab just came to mind because of the swords. I am a card reader, I promise. So with these 2 cards, I really get the sense, or like, I get the idea that you, if this is talking about, like, you and how you are going to be thinking and feeling and acting over the next, like, month or so, you're not going to be parsing words. You're going to be being very strict. You're going to be, like, very utilitarian, very on top of things. I think that if this is someone else, you might very much have to be watching your words because this person is going to be very strict about what they accept and what they don't accept, and it's going to be very much like a lawful neutral situation. If any of you are familiar with that chart, the idea that, like, you very much follow rules, whether they are, like, good or bad. So yeah, definitely that is what is coming to mind for this first month, this first chunk of time here. So if you can already identify who this might be, or if this is you, like, if there's a specific, like, reason for this, then whatever, like, is triggering that, just know that that's, like, if there is a reason for this, then that's, like, a good strategy to have, I guess, is what I want to say. So yeah, let's take a look at what we have next month, because we're looking forward here. So we have the 7 of Wands upright. Wow, what a difference that is. look at these two together, like just facing off. Oh my gosh. Okay. And then the other card we have is the Knight of Swords. Okay. Yeah, so the month after, I think, is going to be just like a polar opposite in some ways to what is happening here. So this might be like, you guys might have like a deadline or something that you have to meet here. And so you have to really like parse apart your time and like be really, really strict with yourself about like, no, I can't go out tonight. Like I have to finish this, or, whatever the case may be. And then with the Seven of Wands here, I feel like the situation, it kind of like, it either goes away, like if it is a deadline, like that deadline passes and you're like, okay, reconnect. That, or this becomes too much for you and you just have to flip the switch and back off and have that like recentering of yourself there. And then with the Knight of Swords, I feel like this is like the start of something new. That sounded awful High School Musical-y. Sorry, y'all. But, yeah, I feel like you're going to be like rushing towards a new opportunity or rushing towards something like different from what you were in. And so that, and you're not going to have this same like strictness here that you were feeling. So, yeah, things are just going to be messier. They're going to be more human. And I think that that's probably a healthy thing to move into, if you had to step out of this for some reason. Then in the last month that we have for you, we have the Lovers upright, okay? And the Ten of Cups upright. Holy moly! Not to swear, but what the hell, y'all? Two very coveted cards, I have to say. So with both of those, that's like you have this big sense of like stability and health and wellness and joy and love as well, like long-lasting love too, not like fleeting or like unknowing love. So yeah, that, oh my gosh, that seems to almost pop out of nowhere from where we were here. If I had to connect them, I would say that like if this is you trying to figure out how to get a certain result from something, this is you growing into the realization that you have to move in a different direction to get to this. So once you go through this change from where, like, whatever thoughts or whatever you're really like counting pennies about or being strict about, I think that like once you kind of you'll go a little hippy dippy for a second, and then once you like like center yourself from that big leap from one to the other, then once you get yourself steady again, you're going to hit this like jackpot at the end, this like pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, like literally. So yeah, wow, y'all. Yeah, and here with overrate your intuition too. That is very much like speaking to the Seven of Wands, because the Seven of Wands is all about like inner knowing and inner strength as well. So maybe not specifically talking to intuition like as like I think intuition and I think the High Priestess, but I think the Seven of Wands as well could definitely just be like relating to yourself. And that's very much what intuition is about too. It's listening to that voice that is you telling you like, hey, this is going on, or hey, we need to go this way, or so if you're being very strict right now and not letting your intuition out, like see if you have something changing for you moving forward. Yeah, very cool. Okay, so you guys, I have 3 oracle cards here for you. We're going to take a look at those. So we have the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits of Soul Tribe. Awesome. Then we have, this is our self-care card for the next 3 months. So we have Rest. I love it. I love me some rest. We love it. We love to see it. Okay, and then lastly we have Let Go of Control and Relax into Flow. Holy moly, y'all. Let go of control. What were we talking about? That's nuts. Okay. Yeah, let go of control and relax into flow. And that's going to bring so much joy into your life. Okay. Wow. That's amazing. Sometimes like when that happens in readings, I'm always like, wow. Even though like when I read for myself, like it happens to me as well. Like I've really, in some of my readings, I've really been shocked at how like accurate it was, even when I wasn't like necessarily looking for that. But like what a cohesive like reading. I love it when that happens. So yeah, so we've talked about this a whole lot. Let go of control and relax into flow. You guys can just take that as an example. And it looks like here, like if you do need to stay in this like controlling space for the next month, since that is here, like don't worry about it. Give yourself the time to like, if it is a deadline, meet that deadline, or whatever you need to do. So yeah, I know honestly, y'all, this could very well be my pile, because I know if you want to skip over my little soliloquy, you're welcome to. But right now I am in school and working, and my classes are going to be ending right about this time. So after that, I really hope to be able to take at least a couple weeks before my next class starts and reconnect. And so yeah, that's where I'm coming from. I'm looking forward to resting as well. So yeah, definitely, like if you're in a spot where you need to be like on top of your game every second, don't forget to rest. It's so important, y'all. Shorting yourself on sleep is like shorting yourself on like gas in your car. At a certain point, the car just stops running because it doesn't have anything else to go on, right? And I think that like sleep is something, or even just rest, like during the day, just a time to sit down and turn your brain off and let it just veg for a while without like having to watch something or read something or do something, just like give yourself like that time to like let your thoughts settle a little bit. I think that that's so underrated, especially like now that we have everything like instantaneous. If I can't fall asleep at night, or I'm like dwelling on something, like having like something like right at my fingertips, like a phone where I can just pull up a book and read, is probably honestly not the best thing, right? Because then you're not letting your brain rest or reset. You're not letting it gradually drift off into sleep. You're like triggering it until it's so excited that it's just exhausted, and then you go to sleep, or so there's lots of ways to look at it, but if you draw anything from that, awesome. Then lastly, we have the Great Gathering. So yeah, things are all coming together for you guys. It's all coming together, all of it. So, and this is definitely like with all of these, the Lovers, the Ten of Cups, and the Great Gathering here, like this is talking about being with other people too. So yeah, if there are other people in your life that you're like wanting to reconnect with, like here, this Five of Swords is definitely like she's either pushing people away or doesn't have like enough time for people right now, which is totally okay. Y'all don't have to like feel bad about it or anything, but once you like hit this point, I feel like reconnecting with people is really going to be rewarding for you guys as well after going through something like this. So yeah, okay, pile 5, that is what I am seeing for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, definitely like, comment, and subscribe. Right now, like I have been telling all my piles, my channel is small enough that if you do have a suggestion for a reading, comment it down below and then subscribe so that when I do make those, you will be ready for the follow-up. So yeah, thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Hey there, pile 6, and welcome to your reading. This is the reading for if you chose the card What Does Your Soul Say, number 62. So we are going to hop right in. We have some oracle cards that we will save until later, and some tarot cards. So I'm going to tell you guys right now, your pile is one that I did not even think was going to happen. Like I said at the beginning, during the pile choosing, if you watched the intro, you can see like at the very beginning, like I had my 5 up here, and then it was the self-care oracle card that I really felt like I needed to pull, but it just didn't seem like it fit with any of the other piles. So ended up making a 6th pile because of that. And then you had 4 of the Light Seers tarot cards coming out, which is 2 more than all of the other piles. And so because you had those extra 2, I originally wasn't going to draw these 2 here, but then I was like, well, the decks, they kind of have different vibes and talk to me in different ways, or like I'm familiar with them in different ways, I guess you could say. And so I was like, no, we should keep it fair and keep that like energy in here too. So you've got it all. So we're going to take a look at all of your tarot cards here, and see what is coming up for the next 3 months. So first off, we have got the Empress in reverse. Then we have got the 3 of Swords. Okay, let's take a look. We'll go ahead and flip these as well. We have the 2 of Wands in reverse, the Wheel in reverse. It's the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. We have got Death upright, Death Rebirth as it's termed in this deck. We have got the 4 of Swords in reverse. Then lastly, we have the 5 of Wands upright, and finally the 3 of Cups in reverse. Okay, lots going on here. So let's start at the start. I kind of envision this to be like first month, second month, third month, but since y'all had extra, I'm not even sure how that breakdown ends up breaking down. So we'll play it by ear and see what happens here. So I have got these two cards here representing our first stint into the time period that we're looking at. So with the Empress in reverse, followed by the Three of Swords, I feel like something is like, this imagery like is so descriptive. I feel like something is going to be like happening to your feminine side, like maybe somebody is going to like take jabs. I'm so sorry, y'all. That was terrible. That was a terrible joke. I feel like somebody might take jabs at your femininity, like if how you express yourself, if you like a lot of feminine things like clothes, shoes, and these are all traditional feminine things, or even you could say stereotypical feminine things, but I feel like that's what they're going to be poking fun of too, like just like stereotypical femininity. I think that it might come under attack in the next, like if we're looking at, this is the next month, if you're watching this as it comes out, potentially July, you might have like some feedback, and it might not even be direct either. This could be like just someone makes a comment in passing and you take it personally, and because you know sometimes like that happens, we're all human. Someone might make a comment in passing, or someone might actually say something to you, and you feel really wounded by that because you didn't see it or yourself in that way. And I think that you guys need to know, if this does happen to you, I think you're giving this person, this jabber, in the Three of Swords, too much credit. I don't really think that they know what they're talking about. I don't think that they really like have any idea. I don't think they have any idea of what they're saying, for one, how it's going to impact you for another, or even whether or not they're right for a third. So, but I know that sometimes we can put a lot of stock in what other people think of us. I'm super guilty of that. I know a couple of people right now in my life that if they said something to me about like the way that I dressed or the way that I acted or spoke, I would take it really, really personally, even if they were just making an offhanded comment like that. There are people in my life who like that would happen, and then I would have this kind of like crisis of like, okay, I need to go in the other direction, I need to rearrange, but I'm here to tell you guys, if this is happening to you, don't let that change you, okay? Don't let it change who you are. Don't let it change how you act or how you dress or how you speak or how you express yourself. Don't do it. This person isn't worth it. I don't know that anyone is worth rearranging who you are or what you like for. Yeah. Sorry, I got really stuck on that message, but I thought it was an important one. Okay, so moving on here, we have the Two of Wands in reverse, associated with death, rebirth. And then the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, associated with the Four of Swords in reverse. So, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, I feel like y'all are going to need to make something happen for yourselves here. I think that especially with the Four of Swords as well, you may have been trying to be patient for this to happen, but I think that this is saying that whatever this is, like, this is a good time to just step in there and do it, like step in there and get it done. Yeah, that's what I'm getting there. With the Two of Wands in reverse with death, I think that you may have been like, it's either there's an idea here that's coming to an end, or like something, there was like a plan to travel and you're realizing like, okay, no, it's not actually going to happen. Yeah, something here with the Two of Wands is changing significantly or coming to the end with the Death Rebirth card. So if you have been wanting to plan a trip, this might be like your plans fall through, your flights get canceled and because of some reason, and you can't like recover from that, or maybe the people that you were supposed to travel with, like they fall through, and you know, things like that. But I think that you're going to end up with this Death Rebirth card here. I'm a big fan of the Death card. It's weird, I like change because usually when the Death card is appearing for me, it's when I'm ready for a change. So I always see the Death card in a really positive light. And so I think with this Two of Wands in reverse, like whatever this is, you're going to actually have more opportunities that are going to make more sense for you and be better for you because this one is falling through. I think that there are better things coming up for you. And those were two distinct separate messages there. So that's probably why I ended up needing to draw 4 cards, because if it had just been these two or these two, that wouldn't have come out. So there you go, pile 6. Y'all are special. So our last couple of cards here that we have for the month of August, or the 3rd month coming in, if you're watching this at a later date, that is going to be, we have the 5 of Wands here and the 3 of Cups. So there's definitely some sort of conflict going on within your friend circle or your friend group, or potentially in your coworkers. It's going to involve a lot of people. I see it just being like kind of a mess, and not to be discouraging. I feel like I say that in every reading, y'all. I sometimes, like, the stuff that comes up, I'm just like, oh man, that's intense. Y'all know I read it like I see it. And of course, all of this, like, you guys can take with a grain of salt. But yeah, I feel like this is maybe like workplace drama getting carried to outside of work. I feel like this might be like your whole darn office just in an uproar, and it doesn't even have to be like a vocal uproar, just something like some underpinning dissatisfaction. Even it could be either. Yeah, but something's going on there, that like this large group that you're in, if you have a big family, this could be that as well. And I see you being closer to some of the people in this situation than others, or there's like a clique happening here, whether you're like in or out of the clique. I think that it is going to have something to, like, there's going to be something at play here that makes that smaller group of people important. Yeah, so if there are folks being left out of the clique, out of the group. That could be causing some drama. Really, it's could be anything, but it's gonna be hard to get stuff done that you need to get done because of it. So just be prepared for that. Be prepared if you need to like take some steps on your own to get things done, to take a little bit more, like if you have collaborative projects, to take like responsibility of your portion and be like, okay, that portion is yours and you're going to be taking that, and there's going to be very little overlap here between us. So I think that that's going to be the healthiest way for you guys to handle that situation. So I'm going to tuck these back here and we will take a look at your oracle cards. So first off, I have share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution, expression, okay? Then for your self-care card, I have look for fairies, number 30. And lastly, I have unleash your inner wild child, get up and dance, okay? So those were all pretty random. It's funny, a lot of the piles today, I felt like the oracle cards tied in very much so with like what else was going on. But it looks like for y'all that this is going to be like that you just have a lot of different things going on. So we have to touch on all of it. So these cards here, of course, are talking about like what's going to be helpful for you, like attitude-wise, or like actions that you can take to deal with everything here. Yeah, we've got unleash your inner wild child, get up and dance. I love this card. I don't know that I've seen this card come up in a reading before, but I am a big fan, honestly. I really enjoy dancing. I took dance lessons when I was younger, and now like hardly remember anything like official, but I still love to like put on some music and dance, and so I think that that's going to be like a big like source of strength for you, especially like, so a lot of these situations here are talking about like how you relate to the world and how you relate to other people. At least these two situations, especially like we were talking about, like doing what expresses who you are on the inside and what makes you happy, and then like taking some time away from other folks if you have stuff that you need to work on. I think that like to burn off the stress from those situations, definitely like put on some music and dance for a while. Unleash that inner wild child if you have such a thing and like to acknowledge it. Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I feel like there's more that I want to say about that, but it's not coming to the forefront. So we'll hop over here to look for fairies, and then potentially come back to that one if more comes up. So yeah, look for fairies, number 30. This was the card that started this whole pile. So with this one, I think that y'all getting out in nature is definitely going to trigger your imagination and your sense of wonder, which it's always really important to have that. And I think that like the idea of looking for fairies is also like a very feminine thing, and so like just being in touch with that like creative and imaginative aspect of you, even if you don't see any fairies. I think that it's going to be important to have that sense of like of looking for beauty in the small things. I think that's going to be really important for you guys to actually actively spend some time and do. And I think too, like, that's also like what I was thinking of here that I needed to express. Like, dancing is such an intuitive, like, feminine thing that, like, being able to dance to express yourself, I think will counteract a lot of this if you're feeling icky in this situation as well. Yeah, so I'm glad that came up because of this. And there's definitely like being able to look for beauty in all situations, and like in dance there's so many like small movements that you can do, and I think that that's a really interesting way to like look for beauty in the small things as well. And then lastly, our last card, we have share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution, expression. So with that one, yeah, I really feel like y'all are this person like in a cave here, like watching things happen on the outside and like being affected in your own space. So whatever's happening here with this Five of Wands, with this Three of Swords, with this Two of Wands in reverse, with the Death card, it's the idea that these things are happening like to you and you're just like a bystander, but you get the opportunity to make your voice known in your own life and speak your own truth, and express who you are and put up boundaries for who you are. Yeah, because it's like I said, this very much sense of like things happening to you rather than like you happening. So yeah. And then I think with this, like I was saying, with this Wheel of Fortune in reverse and this Four of Swords in reverse, I think that y'all are gonna have the opportunity too to like spur something on, to share your voice, because like I said at the beginning, this one was all about like needing to like take a step forward with something that you've been waiting on, that you've been patient for, and that it's just time, like it's just time to move forward, like whether or not like you are seeing signs that you should, like it's the time here. And then that's going to be your opportunity to express your needs, express who you are, express what you want to do, whatever it is that you've been like waiting for that just hasn't like happened yet, and you're like feeling that sense of like, okay, it's not happened and I should get that moving. That's what you need to share with the world. So yeah, okay, pile 6. I think that is what I'm seeing for you guys. So if you have watched to the end, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Definitely, if you enjoyed this reading, give it a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel already. For return watchers, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And as always, if you have any suggestions for readings that you'd like me to do, definitely leave them down in the comments below. With my channel being the size that it is, we really have a great opportunity to make things as wide scale, small scale, personal, impersonal as we want to make it. So Definitely subscribe to stay tuned for everything that we have coming up. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Bye!